some of the students, they come, they have the eagerness to learn. And this is most, inshallah, most of the intention of the brothers who come to this class. But some, they come as well to assess how good is the teacher, how good is he prepared. And some as well come flying customers. They come 1 and 2, 3, 4 classes, and then after that, you don't show up, and that's unfortunately is the case. The most important thing in the class, and most important thing for your intention, is that you come here to remove the ignorance from yourself. If you have this intention, then you are a mukhlis. If you have this not, you didn't have the intention, your intention is incorrect. So you better correct your intention for staying in the class, that is to remove the ignorance. And when you remove the ignorance as well, your intention is to remove the ignorance from other people. So what's the point of just learning something and you don't teach it to others? What's learning something and you don't really implement it in your daily life? So the two intentions here are very important: to remove the ignorance from yourself, and also to have the intention to remove the ignorance from other people. And that is important as well. His name is Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab ibn Sulaiman ibn Ali ibn Muhammad ibn Ahmad ibn Rashid al-Tamimi, rahimahullah. His birth, he was born in the year 1115 Hijri, which is equivalent to the Christian date 1703. Makes it about 313 years ago. That is in the solar system. In a place called Al-Uyayna, and this is the north of Riyadh. Riyadh is being the capital of Saudi Arabia at the moment. He was raised in a house of knowledge. He had learnt and memorized the Quran before he reached the age of 10 on the hands of his father. Not only that, his father was the one who taught him the fiqh of the Hanbali. He taught him the tafsir and the hadith. And he was very keen to learn from the books of Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah, whom he died 728 Hijrah, Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah. And also his student Al-Allama ibn al-Qayyim rahmatullahi alayhi, 751 Hijrah, who died as well. And you could see here a similarity between him and the Shaykh al-Albani rahimahullah, that they both were keen to learn from those two great scholars, Ibn Taymiyyah and his students Ibn Qayyim. And that actually benefited him a lot and made him to concentrate on the Aqidah al-Sahihah, which stems from the book and the Sunnah. In terms of his journeys, he had traveled to Mecca to make the Hajj, and he had taken knowledge from the scholars of the place of Mecca. And he went to Medina and he stayed for a certain period, and then he went to Iraq and he resided there in Basra, and he taken from their knowledge. The time where he stayed in Iraq, it does not synchronizes with the time that an Orientalist called Henry, a British person who had made something called Mudhakkirat Henry, and that is, he had said that he met with this person and all of it was lies. Because when you match the dates between what he had said and between the dates where Imam Muhammad al-Wahhabi was there, it does not match. Our friend Sheikh Malik, Hafidhullah, he had made a treatise or a book that is in Kitaab At-Tawheed Lesson, the lion attacking the Hanfar, and show that actually what is being said there is not really right. They wanted to make him to be linked to, that is, he is like a person who is a betrayer, basically. And they wanted to make his da'wah to be destroyed, because the da'wah is known to the ones who who's got realized the da'wah of Salaf. Then he went to the town of Az-Zubayr, then to Ihsan. Az-Zubayr is a well-known area in Iraq, which is in the southern part of Iraq. Still some Ahlul Sunnah there, mashallah, upon the Salafi Aqidah. But the Shaykh, rahmatullah, he made letters, like treaties, not big books. And some of the contemporary scholars these days, he had written a book which is like gathers all the letters that Shaykh Muhammad Wahhab had written, which is Athar Shaykh Muhammad Wahhab, the name of it. And the Jami'at al-Imam Muhammad bin Saud, Jazakallahu Khairah, had printed that into 12 volumes. All his books that he had written are 12 volumes. From the books that he had written, Adab al-Mashi fi as-Salah, Arba' Qawa'id At-Tawheed, and Thalathat Usul. I'm just mentioning those, and Kitaab At-Tawheed, which is فيما يجب من حق الله على العبيد. Those are the three ones, mains. أربع قواعد التوحيد, الأصول الثلاث, آداب المشي في الصلاة, التوحيد. Those are the books, and also كشف الشبهات. These well-known books. These books, subhanallah, they're flying all over the globe. Especially our book that we're going to be learning, inshallah. In his death, he died on the year 1206 after Hijrah. That means 6 years after the turning of the century. So it makes him had witnessed the new century. And when the Prophet ﷺ, he said, يبعث الله على رأس كل 100 عام. حديث أبي الدرداء. من يجدد لهذه الأمة دينها. Allah will, at the beginning of each century, will send someone as a scholar. He would revive for this ummah its religion. That means at the beginning of the century, that person has to be known, and has to be known by the scholars to be a scholar, and his fatawa of flying around, then he would be a mujaddid. So basically the Shaykh had witnessed the beginning of the 13th century, which is 1200 plus, and he was well known, rahimahullah. So he makes him the mujaddid al-qarn al-thalith ashar, the reviver of the 13th century.